Okay, we're recording. Awesome. Hey guys, so it's Brittany Cromwell, and tonight we have an awesome Zoom featuring Stasia Edgerton now. I keep wanting to say your old name. I'm gonna have to get used to that. Ashley Clark and Jericha Sheppard, who are all double diamonds on our team, and we are so excited to have you guys pour into everybody, share tips, tricks, and you guys, these girls are rock stars. They have enrolled I think 1 month Stasia enrolled over 100, right? Something crazy, close, very close to it. And there's people that would die and kill to have that. So we are spilling all the secrets tonight, all the tips. And so you're definitely going to want to take out a pen, a paper, and take some notes. And tonight we are going over how to do host to post and how to sign customers so much better, faster, and just more consistently, because we all join this business to make money. So we want to make sure that we are helping you guys earn money and sharing what works best for us as, top earners in our page. So, okay, so first thing that we're going to talk about is host to post. Now, this is something that has literally changed the game for so many people. We've always done things on social media, but sometimes you just want more. You want things to come faster to you. You want more enrollments. You want more success. You want fast pace, and host to post seriously did that for us. And this is, I don't know who created this or what, but it's just so genius. Basically, we can only talk to so many people, right? There's only so many people that one person can talk to. And we know that with our business, the more people you talk to, the more you're going to sign up. And that could be a huge reason why you're not signing people, is simply because you think you're talking to a lot, but you're really not. Okay. So host to post allows you to kind of do, not a ton of effort and work, but reach so many more people, because we are simply taking advantage of our network and not necessarily signing them up, but taking advantage of who they know. So host to post is awesome too, because we know hey, they're doing it for us because there's something in it for them. And we're going to go over that all tonight about how it works and how to do it to get the best results. So the first thing that we're going to hop into is just talking about, kind of our personal experiences, about where we felt like we weren't moving fast enough or maybe not enrolling enough. And that's really hard when you feel like you're doing everything you can and you feel like you're not, where you want to be. So Stasia, if you want to touch on that for a second and kind of how host to post has helped you out, I'm going to go ahead and find you real quick. Okay, you unmuted. Perfect.
Okay, so do you have to make me speaker view or no? I'm not sure how you set it up. So
let's see. How do I do that?
I have no idea.
Hold on. Oh my gosh. I'm still learning how to use this. Does everyone only see me? Yeah. Okay, hold on. Is that better? Speaker view. Is that okay? Go ahead, talk.
Okay, can you guys see me now? No.
Do I literally have to click it every time? Hold on.
Okay, you guys can see me now. Sorry, my hair's a mess. But so basically, I'm not gonna go over my full story, but I really wasn't signing customers when I first started this business. It took me about almost 2 years to get the grasp of the whole business and how everything worked and actually start getting to work. But in November and December of 2017, I really started focusing on host to post. And at that time, I was signing 2 or 3 customers a month. But once host to post hit, I started signing 10, 15, 20 plus customers a month. And this completely changed my business because I was paid as distributor in November and December. And then I went Ruby in January, Emerald in February, and Diamond in March, and then Double in September. So all of those customers, I would say 98% of those customers came from host to post, and that's what brought me all the way to Double. was just straight host to post, and of course signing DTs in between. But host to post was like everything to me. I literally just message, and got a host to post and signed customers, and that's what like really like took my business off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see you now. You're good.
Okay, I'm good. You can see me.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing. Is it right? That was it for me too. When I was going triple, I think that's right around the time Host to Post came out. So that really helped me a lot. But when I was pushing for Prez, obviously I'm not Prez yet, but when I signed, 7 customers in one day from this. It was just the crazy, fire inside of you. And I feel like a lot of the times we get in our own heads because we're not signing. Hold on. We get in our heads because we're not signing people. And then it's like the minute we sign somebody, it almost becomes like an addiction. It's like, oh, well, I want to sign another. Oh, well, I want to sign another. And it just like your fingers just start going, and it's so exciting. And that feeling is like unlike anything else when you feel like you're successful and you're just on top of the world. You know what I mean? So I was not signing anybody for a really long time. It was really hard. And host to post was one of the main reasons why I started enrolling more. Like I used to be a 4 to 6 customers a month girl, and I thought that was awesome. But host to post was number 1, and number 2 was actually when Instagram stories came out, and number 3 was using my own personal results for like everything. So those things were huge. But host to post, I have to say, is something that just made my team skyrocket. So it has really blessed our team and our business for sure. So we're going to go ahead and just like have everyone, Jericha, Ashley, me, Stasia, like how many customers have you personally signed from it? And like, what has it done so far for your team? If you want to go ahead, Jericha.
Oh, I can unmute myself. Okay. Well, hello. Okay, so I'm gonna come at it at like sort of a different angle because I'm super new and I like started running as soon as I started, and I didn't really have a time where I struggled to sign customers because I just did it from the start. And host to post gets me like an average of 30 customers a month just from host to post. Up until like the past month or so, now I feel like because I've been so consistent with my business and with using the products, I get a lot of my customers from my different posts that I do of me using the products myself. But in the beginning, it was all host to post. I would not get any interaction on any of my business posts or product posts at all. It was all host posts. But yeah, I get about 30 plus customers a month from host to post.
Yeah. I would say probably 30 plus as well over here. And Stasia, she's had record-breaking months. I think you said the most was what again?
My most was almost 70. I don't know the exact number, but it was almost 70. And on average, I would say I signed about 25, 30 a month.
Yeah. And what about you, Ashley?
I was muted. I am always doing a mix of host post and posting. So mine is from host post, it's usually about an average of 30. But then with posting, it's usually average between like 30 and 50.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so as you guys see, there's a lot of numbers that are being signed. And I know it's kind of scary to think about that. So what you can start with, you guys, is look at how many you've enrolled this month. How many have you enrolled this month? And now look at how many you wish you were enrolling. Stick with that number, the one that you wish you were enrolling. Don't be afraid to, make it seem scary to, by dreaming too big. I have something behind me right here. Actually, I'm going to show this to you guys because I used to be that person that would be like, oh, I don't think I can sign 8. Let me go ahead and stick with 5. You know what I mean? So this is something I made for our dream board party, and it says dream so big it makes you uncomfortable. So make sure you take that number out and just, run with it. Okay. So, so Ashley and Stasia are going to talk about like how to do host to post and basically their process of what they do. Teddy, no. And how you start to finish. And keep in mind, you guys, sometimes, one person does it one way and another person does it the other way. My recommendation is find what works best for you. And what I like to do is take little bits and pieces from one person and incorporate it into what I do. And one, bit from this person, maybe a chunk from that person, and I find what works best for me. So you guys have to do that as you hear these tips throughout the night, is know like host post works if you follow the guidelines. But adding your own tips and tricks on top of it is cool too. But make sure the tips are from people who have done it and were successful, and you're not just trying to make it up. Don't reinvent the wheel. But what I'm saying is it's okay to mesh, a little bit of Brittany, a little bit of Jericha, a little bit of Stasia and Ashley all together into making you. Okay. So go ahead, Ashley.
Okay. So process. I do this in a couple different ways. So either I do like the hey girl question to get the conversation started. And I saw a question in the chat that was saying like, do you have to have a relationship with these people? No. If you're on my friends list, I usually like what I do if I'm doing my friends list and I'm doing like the hey girl question, I will go to their page, see how many friends they have. I usually try to do people with like over 500. I'm not going to say not to do people under, because you never know who you could get off their post. But I just like to do people that have over 500 friends. I don't care if we've talked before or not. They're going to get like a hey girl question. And if I'm not doing it that way, honestly, these giveaways have been bomb. Like when we did the one in November and December, I was doing both of those and I would post about it. And there was one post that I had like 160 people comment on it. So instead of me like having to find these people, I had people come to me and I was just able to message them and be like, hey, okay, I'm so excited about this giveaway. Basically, you're just gonna like put a post up on your wall for the day and I'm gonna get you entered. Like, does that sound good? So it made it so easy to get like a million host posts up because people were coming to me. So the next time that, I don't know if our giveaway right now, Brittany, is that one closed? Okay, so if you haven't done the giveaway yet, seriously get in it because it makes people come to you for host post and it's amazing. But other than that, so basically like if I'm doing like hey girl question or whatever, or I'm having them post for me, I'll just be like, hey, like how would you feel about putting a post up on your wall for me for the day? If I get a customer or two off of it, I will send you some free samples as a thank you. But if not, then they're just entered into the giveaway. I don't know if somebody popped up. Okay, I don't know. Yes, so anyway, are they muted? Yeah, they're muted. Okay, so basically, like ask them if it's okay. Some people say no. Do not get upset when people say no or people ignore you. Like I know that some people take that so personally, but do not take that personally. And then I try to be very organized with it. So I try to go in steps. Like I try to get, if I'm doing the hey girl question, I try to get all those out at once. I'll like wait a little bit, wait for people to get back to me. And then I'll send the, how would you feel about putting a post up for me all at once? And then I'll wait for people to get back to me. And then I'll be like, okay, awesome. I'm going to send out the post. And then I take like 10 minutes sending the post out and getting the post up. Because I feel like if you're not so organized with it like that, then you've got like a million different conversations in different sections and you're like, wait, did they get the post up yet? Or wait, where are they at? Like, I just like to do it like in little chunks of like, if I'm doing a power hour, I'll like, hey, one question, go do another task. Come back, ask them if they want to do the post, go do another task. Come back and get the post up and then go do another task. And then what I'm doing is I used to have people tag me in the post, but now because of algorithms and things, I don't have people tag me. So I instead save the post. You know how you could click the little side button, do save the post, and I'll have like a December host post, January host post. Now next month it'll be February host post. And I make sure that I'm checking that very often. And when people are commenting on it, I try to message them within like 10, 15 minutes of them commenting on it, because you don't want to take forever. Like you don't want to be lazy about this, okay? You don't want to like take forever to reply to people about products. You don't want to take forever to like get to people. I like to get to them like right when they're interested, but I don't want to like seem too eager. So I give it like 10 minutes. Then I message those people. I add those people. So now they're like in my network of my Facebook. So you're also growing your friends list, but you're also growing your potentials list. And if they don't see my message, because some people don't see the message request, I'll go back and I'm like, hey, I messaged you, but I make sure that I always tell people I messaged them. And then from there, I just do my whole conversation about the product. Yeah, I'll let Stasia go. I feel like I'm talking about everything right now.
You're so funny, Ashley. I love you.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
Because I learned this from another leader. I forget who it was, but it was really great advice. And she said, instead of saying, or no, it was, I think it was actually, I forget who it was. If you remember who it is, please let me know. Because I want to give you a shout out because this was awesome. So basically they send a message and it says, hey girl, I got a quick question for you. And then they send a second one that says, don't worry, I'm not trying to make you buy anything or sign up. So that way they did reply back.
I would go back. So when people
Yeah.
would me, like if they didn't answer the Hey Girl question or they didn't even open it, I'd be like, hey girl, me again. Not
Kristen and Priscilla, that's who it was. Yeah, awesome.
Okay, yeah. So I was doing that too. I think it's just like, don't be afraid, like don't be shy. And somebody just asked if you delete them if they don't say anything to you. I don't delete them because there's so many times that those people do end up posting for me or do come back as a customer or a distributor.
Yeah.
I'll stop talking now.
Yeah, I don't delete people unless they're really rude to me. But I feel like me and Ashley do host to post the same way. I pretty much feel like everyone does it the same way, but we have our own little twist. So what I do is I literally go down my Facebook friends list. Like I have my Facebook friends list printed and I go down and everyone on my friends list, I message and I say, hey girl, can I ask you a huge favor? Don't worry, I'm not trying to ask you to buy or sell anything. And I put a laughing face. And then once I message them, I do what Ashley does. I get out a whole page of my Facebook friends list, and I go do something else. And then I was making sure I wasn't muted. And then once I am done doing my task, I come back, I reply, and then I go do something else, and then blah, blah, blah. So I keep going back and forth. But once they get the post up, I do save the post in my save folder. And just like Jericha said, if you type that in the team page, she did a video going over how to do it, but I save it and then I am constantly checking those posts to make sure no one commented, and then I message them just like Ashley does within like 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes depending on my day. And then after that I reply, I say messaging you, I send them the message, go through the whole script. And I saw someone ask how do you stay organized. I'm just gonna go real quick. I screenshot the comments, and at the end of the night I go and write everyone down. I'm changing my system right now, like to be organized and write all my potentials down, but I write everyone down at the end of the night. Then whenever someone gives me a date, I screenshot that and put that in my planner at night. But it's just like a constant thing, and I want to go over consistency with it real quick. But basically, you can't expect to message 10, 20, 30 people a day and get out all these host posts and sign customers. I honestly can't tell you how many people I message a day, and I'm pretty sure the other girls can say the same thing. We don't count. And we just go until we sign as many customers as we want that day, and we don't stop until we get that number. And it's just like a constant circle, so you just got to keep going. Don't worry about the people who say no. Don't worry about the people who ignore you. Just worry about the people who answer you, post for you, and the people you're talking to, and that's going to bring you very far.
Can I add in like how I stay organized with it? Because I do it completely different. So for me, I'm like a very, like I have to write everything down. So for me, if I'm doing host to post, I have a list, and as soon as I get the post up, I will put their name on a piece of paper just so I know that they've got it up. And then as people comment on it, I'll put the name next to it so I know like what potentials, like where if I sign someone, then I can look at the sheet of paper and see like where I got their post from, because you can get lost on like whose post they were on and all this stuff. And then if they order, then I highlight their name on that list, so then I know who to message to either like another entry or to send some samples to and things like that, and I know where it came from. But I also, so like after a week, I'll go back and I'll either let them know if I got a customer or I'll let them know if I didn't. I just think it's nice to like update them and just like thank them again, just like, hey, I didn't get any customers off of that, yada yada yada, but thank you anyways. So that's how I stay organized with it. And then like Stasia said, like if you have a certain number that you're going after, don't just get 5 or 10 host posts up and like think that's good. Like if my inbox, if I'm like on a mission to sign some customers off host to post for the day, if my inbox is like dry and I'm like not having conversations, people are taking forever to reply to me, I get more up. And if they tell me that they're not interested, or they like they're not ready to order till like another day, then I'm like, okay, well in the meantime, can you guys hear me? Okay, somebody said they can't hear me. In the meantime, I have them get the host post up, then I ask them. So then you get the ball rolling with like your potentials that you're talking to right now, getting a host post up as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I do things differently too. So I actually find every and any way to turn a no I don't have the money right now, or any negative feedback, whatever, from like, can you sign up now? Or, hey, I'm getting with you to see if you want to sign up for the coffee. Anything that anybody tells me, I always try to turn into a positive, and Host to Post is the best thing for that, because you're either somebody who's, entering their name in a cash giveaway that we have going on, the one that we have going on now, where you put in $5 and you can say, hey, we're giving away $500. There's that, or there's the free product that you personally give away. I have a lot of people that say, well, how do I send samples? Well, you can buy the product, be a product of the product, set up an auto shipment. You can get a bag of coffee, keto energy, and greens. There you go. And those come with individual packs. So you kind of got to know your products. If you're new, just ask your upline, hey, what comes with samples? And that way you can even use your free product credit on that as well. But those two things right there are reasons why people are going to want to post for you. And the best reason of all are the people that love and support you, that you've never even met before, that want to help, just because they see how passionate you are. They see how you're putting your goal of how you want to reach your deadline by the end of the month. They see that. So, people are going to want to support you as well. So that's what I think is so important, is turning every single bad situation or any no into, well, Host to Post, basically. So all you have to say is, okay, girl, like, that's okay if you don't have the money for the coffee. How would you feel about, trying the coffee for free? And that right there is going to be like, oh, how? Or someone who says, girl, I don't have the money right now to sign up as a DT. I'm so sorry. I would say, okay, well, how would you feel about, getting a name in our $500 giveaway? And that right there, you guys, is an opportunity for them to put the post up, because they're like, heck yeah, I want the money, or heck yeah, I want the samples, whatever. And because of that, a lot of my potential distributors have put a post up for me and actually saw how many comments they got. And then, of course, all of a sudden they have the $99 to get started, because they see how many comments they are. So sometimes they have, sometimes it just takes that little bit for them to be like, oh, okay, I do want to sign up. And what I like to do is I just like to message as many people as I can, and I'll wait for people to reply as I'm doing something else. And then as they say they're going to post for me, I write their name down. So that way at the end of the day, I can go back and I can see, oh, 5 people said they were going to post for me but didn't yet. And that way I can re-follow up with them that night and be like, hey, I still have your entry here. I haven't entered it yet because you didn't post. Do you want to get that post up for me now? So, find different ways where you can stay organized. That works best for me. And then as soon as I see people start commenting on the post, I screenshot it and I message them. So you got to find a way that works best for you. But, if you're somebody who gets overwhelmed really easily, then wait until you have like 10 posts up that day and just work with that until you can do the next 10, and get the hang of it before you're like, all right, I'm going to sign 100 customers this month. Like, it doesn't work like that, but at least do it. And don't be afraid of people telling you no, because I've had so many people tell me, heck no, I don't want to put my post up for you. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go find someone else who will, so that's basically what you do and how we do it, you guys. You ask people, hey, girl, I have a question, or any bad situation, turn it around into a, well, you could do this. Put a post up for me. Simple as that. And then we have a whole entire files page where we have the different scripts for keto coffee, for chocolate greens, for Thermophyte X now, for the cleanse. So make sure that you're following that to a T. You shouldn't really change the scripts, and I'm going to tell you why. Is because they work, and the only thing that I would change on them is putting your own personal twist into it. So what I mean by that is, if you lost 5 pounds on the cleanse, then because of the script of the cleanse, you can say, and I lost 5 pounds and this is how I felt, and you got to remember this, you guys. You are having maybe a friend post for you, but the person you're talking to on their status is a total stranger to you. So it's your job to make them trust you. They probably trust you this much. It would have been nothing if they didn't know you through a friend, but they probably trust you this much because you're friends with whoever posted, right? So they trust you a little. So having your own personal testimony and your own experience and just saying, I felt this, I love it because I had these results, will add that trust on like 1,000 times more. Okay. And I feel like that was a huge game changer for me. And then I like to just follow up as often as possible. And I feel like that was a huge thing why I wasn't signing people, is because I would wait a week later and then follow up with them. Like, you have to follow up when it's hot, and talk to the people as soon as they write back. And that is like huge too. And that's like, I feel like a lot of the reason why I signed a lot of people on the spot is because I was focused in on that person before I was like, oh, let me get another post up. Focus on the people that you are talking to, and then star them on your paper, the ones that are really interested. So that way, when you're like, okay, let me go follow up, you don't have 100 names and you're like overwhelmed. You can start with the stars that you starred who were more interested, and then go back through the other people when you have more free time. So that's my advice right there. Next, we're going to talk about, Jericha, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, just a couple things that I thought of. For host-to-post, text replacement is gold.
Yes.
Use text replacement. Get a text replacement app. Whatever you have to do, use text replacement. It makes your conversation so flawless and like boom, boom, boom. And then you know if they want it or not. And then you're on to the next. So I love text replacement. And then we were talking about how you ask people. Something that I started to do, and I love this. It's like way more personable, and I get way better results from it, is sending a voice clip instead of messaging them something. Because I can guarantee, like, so often people are like, oh, well, someone already asked me this before, because they say the same thing. So me with a voice clip, in the beginning, I used to always say like, hey girl, I have a quick question for you. But now I skip that and I just send a voice message. And I'll say like, hey girl, I know this is so random, but I'm doing this giveaway right now. I'm pushing really hard for promotion. I'm not asking you to buy anything, but would you mind posting something up for me? I just send it over real quick, and that's it. And normally, like 9 times out of 10, you guys, they say yes. I get such good results. And then when you send a voice clip, you can click forward. And then I use my friends list. So I have my friends list printed out for me, and I just type in like the first couple letters of their name, send, and you could get it done so fast. You can send out like 50 voice clips in 2 minutes. It's great. I love it. And I get really good results. So I wanted to add that in.
Yeah, that's good. And a huge thing is like change your wording every 10 to 15 messages, whether it's just starting off with like, oh my God, hey, or versus, hey girl, like just change something, and don't do it all back to back. I love what someone said the other day was they set a timer once an hour, and they have to send out like 20 messages every hour. So that way at the end of the day, they're like, okay, I got 200 plus messages out because it was just that little bit throughout the day. So just keep that in mind. Like if you send the same thing over and over, or, whatever, you're going to get blocked, and you don't want that. Okay. Let me just show you guys what text replacement is. So you can do it through iPhone, but from my understanding, they made it to where it only is for small, like lines now. It's not like you can't send a big paragraph, and some of my stuff is a big paragraph. So I actually found an app that is 10 times better, and it's called Wordboard. So now what this does is you can go in it, and you can like what text replacement used to be is you used to type cat, and once you typed cat, it'd bring up a giant paragraph, and you click on it, and it's the one that you had saved that's supposed to come up when you type the word cat. So now I have everything saved right here. So Wordboard actually allows you, if you can look at that, to put it in your, what's this thing called? Your little thing. And look, I have all of these saved, and you can save them by folder. So I actually have a host-to-post folder. So you click the folder, and then it shows you the different things. And all I have to do right here is, let me show you guys. This is host-to-post, my host-to-post folder. So all I have to do is click this, and then it posts the whole thing for me. Okay, so that's Wordboard. And I have things all the way down from product info, and then I have product prices, I have directions. All I have to do is go in here and boom, click it. So when I'm out with my family, I need to talk to somebody, I just find the button and I press it. I don't have to sit there and type it. And you can save those as you go. So it's called Wordboard. So the best way of telling them about the 90-day challenge instead of paying full price. So you guys, you always want to word it like it's the best time to buy. There's a sense of urgency on it, and you're comparing the prices. So I actually have my 90-day challenge thing saved right here, and I have all the product things saved. And I'm just going to head and word this for you guys, since this is also about customers. This may help some of you guys. So how I word the ThermoFight X. So I say, the ThermoFight X's are usually 40%, are actually 40% off for the next 2 people if you do the 90-day challenge. The whole bottle is normally $65, but I'll just go ahead and discount it to you for $36 instead for doing a whole month. How does that sound? And then that right there, they're like, heck yeah, that's awesome. And I go ahead and I'm going to sign them up, and I'm like, awesome. So you said you wanted to do the 90-day challenge to get the discount, right? And they say yes. And then I always say the same thing because it's right here on my word board. And I say, awesome. That just means you get whatever you want this month at clearance pricing, as long as you agree to try one more thing in February and at least one more thing in March. And for doing that, I'll just waive the $50 fee and I'll give you this clearance pricing for life. How's that sound? So that's exactly how you want to word it. If you would like to have me put that in the chat, I can log on and do that also for you guys. So that way you can copy and save that. I'm going to send it in the chat in just a second. But avoid saying auto shipment, avoid saying 3 months, avoid saying contract, none of those sound good. Okay. So which host to post work best for me? Best one for me is something that's going to reflect back on my personal results. So I loved doing the cleanse, was huge. The coffee was huge, and I haven't tried the ThermoFight X yet, but I heard one of my friends, she signed 102 customers so far this month. It is the 20th, right? 20th, 21st, I don't know. That's amazing. So which ones work best for you guys?
So I only ever have had success with the cleanse. It's my tried and true. I've done it since day one. I've never had any issues with it. But I will say, now that I'm having my personal results from our newest product, I probably am going to switch to trying out a ThermoFight X host to post, because I think that this new product is going to be gold for a very long time. So I think that I'm going to be switching over. But to get me to double diamond, I have only ever done the cleanse, period. I've tried keto coffee only like a handful of times and I didn't get results. So I just went right back to my cleanse host to post. That's what I do.
I like the cleanse. Well, no. Actually, I used to do the cleanse all the time, and that's when I was using the Fit 15. So for me, if they wanted to lose more than 10 pounds, it was really easy for me to be like, okay, like the cleanse is awesome, but let me tell you about this pack that I'm using right now that includes a cleanse and is just a little bit more, and you get like 6 other products or 5 other products or whatever. And then I would be like, here, look at my results, and I would like send them the results at the same time. So it's super important to be using like a pack or be using the products that you're doing the host to post with, because then you could just like in the middle of the conversation be like, look at my results, like this super bomb, and have your excitement for it, and that's going to also hook them in more. So I used to love the cleanse because I would upsell to the Fit 15 or the Fit 30, but now I really like the coffee one because I like that you could give them the option of like the half month for cheaper, where they're like, okay, I'm just going to try it, and then like maybe we'll bump up. Like I always try to bump them up the second month to the full month if they're loving it, or they can already start with the full month. And then Stasia taught me to then at checkout upsell with the chocolate greens. So I'll let her explain that part because that's super bomb and it works really well.
Stasia, if you could also touch on the part, I don't know if the script and the page has this, but when you give them the options, you guys, you know, they may choose the bigger option. So touch on like the coffee, you know, how we say half a month or a full month.
Yeah. Okay, so
you know, just remember, you guys, if you offer more, they may take it. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to upsell, and she'll tell you that right now because she's
I'm pulling it up real quick. But while I'm pulling this up, my favorite host to post, I used to be host to post cleanse. Like if you guys know me, I was like cleanse. Like that's all I preached, like the cleanse. And then I was like, no, like I love this coffee, so I need to figure out the coffee. So I watched like videos upon videos to figure out the coffee. Well, now I'm doing the coffee, and I literally am obsessed with the coffee host to post, and I enroll customers 60 and 90 volume. And it was crazy because whenever I was promoting all the way from executive whatever to double, I was doing cleanse. So I was only getting 36 volume orders all the way to double, which is absolutely crazy. But now I upsell, and in every order I place, you can ask Brittany, the 60 and 90 volume, if not more. And basically, this is all on the team page, but I will go over it real quick. It's under the file, and it says Keto Coffee Host to Post by Stasia, if you guys want to go look at it. But basically, at the end of the convo, this is how I explain the pricing. I say perfect, so it actually ends up being cheaper than Starbucks. It retails at $65 for 15 packets, but I can give it to you for $39 a month. That's to drink it every other day. If you want fast results like I did, you can drink it every day for $78 a month. You're going to be obsessed. What sounds best? And before that message, I share my personal results with them. Like, I tell them how it makes me feel, how much weight I've lost, all the details about me and how it's going to help them. So at that point, they know I got fast results from the coffee. And then once they reply, most of the time they say the $39 for the 15 days. Sometimes I get the 30-day. So once they're done with that, I get all their info to place their order. Like I said, my entire script is in the team page, so you can go look. But once I get all their info, I'm like, okay, girl, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And I say, okay, okay, are you a mocha drinker? Most of the time they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, you have to add our chocolate detox because it does this, this, and this, and it makes it taste like a mocha. Would you be interested in that? I'm like, yeah, how much is it? So I tell them, and then they're like, okay, yeah, add that. I'm like, okay, girl, are you wanting the 30-day supply or 15-day supply? Because I really think the 30-day supply is best for you and your weight loss. And then they're like, okay, just do the 30-day. And then I add the 2 bags of coffee and the chocolate greens, and then I go over the 90-day challenge, and then there's a 90 volume order. So it's literally like almost every order is 60 or 90 volume. And that changes everything whenever you're trying to promote and things like that. Like, those 90 volume orders will change your life.
Jericha, did you get a chance to add in yet? I can't remember.
Yeah, I talked about what I do.
You did? Okay. So I'm just going to touch on kind of what you guys went over already is
I do want to add one more thing when you're done.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to add, I know we're always talking about being a product of the product, but I have been getting really great results lately by putting my cleanse, my personal results in the comments and saying, these are my results from this month's cleanse. So that's great too. Get yourself a before and after that's corporate approved. People like to see like that it's legit. And then when it's you and you're able to talk about it, like Stasia said, I started using the coffee, so I wanted to post about coffee. I don't drink the coffee every day, so I'm not going to post about the coffee. But the cleanse, I do the cleanse every month, and I always get really good results from it.
Yeah, that was really good. One thing I was going to add, you guys, is I have a lot of people that come to me that are like, I'm doing host post, but I'm not getting any results. And actually, one of the girls I was helping with last night, one-on-one, she was saying this to me, and I told her what to do to fix it. And she came to me today and she thanked me. She was like, I've already gotten so many results back on my host post. It's working again. Thank you so much. And basically what I've come to the conclusion is that so many people are doing the same thing, that Facebook picks up on it. And so many people are using the same photos that Facebook is picking up on it. So in the old days of Facebook, reasons why people promote it so quickly is, things were only shown in chronological order. So if you post 10 times a day, you're signing a boatload of customers. Now your stuff has to be good content. You got to have comments. You got to have likes. It's got to be original. So if you notice that, hey, my host post isn't working, you have to always just kind of pick up on what's working, what's not, how can I fix it, and know that it has probably something to do with the algorithm. If you know, like, okay, of course there's some people that are going to host for you and you're like, okay, this person's probably not going to get a lot of comments. Like, let's be real. They never post on Facebook, or they just don't look like the kind of person to have, tons of people comment, whatever. Then, there's always going to be those situations. But when you feel you're posting and not getting anywhere, be creative and change it. Okay. And that's what I did. And that's why mine got so many results, is because I went out of my way and I found a super cute coffee photo. And I don't share it with anybody. And and I put my own Skinny Coffee text on it and made it super cute. Now, make sure it looks professional. If it doesn't look like somebody made it professionally, don't use it, you guys. You know what I mean? Like, don't screenshot it and send them the photo of a screenshot. Oh, as a photographer, that drives me crazy when you guys put up photos and it's a screenshot. You know what I mean? Crop the photo, make it look nice. You know, it's really important because that's what's going to draw people in. So do that and then change the wording on your host post. So I'm actually, oh my gosh, I don't even remember what my old host post was that I used, but it was something that was almost looked as if the person posting it typed it, and it was saying, hey guys, I know it's really late like right now, but I wanted to ask any of my friends if they'd be interested in losing weight. I have a friend, Brittany, who's looking for a few product models to drink coffee and lose weight. Who would be interested? So don't be afraid to change it because everyone else is posting the same thing that you're posting. So if you make it look like they actually typed it up, I got so much feedback and so many comments. So that's huge. So change it, be different. But if it's not working, like obviously try to steer back towards the right direction. You know, no offense, but sometimes when you're new and you try to do things on your own, it just doesn't work. So like ask for help. But if you're at a part in your business where you're like, I want to, you know, go diamond and beyond, like you're at a level now where you know what's right and what's not. So just play with it, you guys. Okay. But I'm going to talk about real quick, you know, being a product of the product, that is so important. Like all these ladies said, like I said, change the wording so it's like, I felt this way. It did this for me. But what I love doing is sending my results and then saying, this was with the coffee and the pack. So what I was telling people was, and the pack. And those of you know, I don't like blatantly say like, oh, our fit pack, because then they can go Google that and figure out what it is, right? So I would just say the pack. So when you send your personal result photos, you can say, this, and like if your host to post is from the cleanse, you could be like, this was from the cleanse and my Skinny Coffee. So that way when they are checking out and they're like, hey, like I want to know about the Skinny Coffee too because you had such good results, people would literally just ask, okay, so tell me about the Skinny Coffee, or tell me about whatever the heck I was trying to upsell, which was mainly the pack, the fit pack, which is 80 volume. So I was turning all my cleanses into fit packs because I showed, hey, this is my cleanse result and my fit pack result. So that right there was almost like sneaky. Like I wasn't saying, hey, do you want this fit pack? They just wanted it because my results were that good. So that's another thing too. So my next part that I'm going to touch on, you guys, is how to not get overwhelmed. And I chose this because I literally get overwhelmed every single day. And this is something that I struggle with. So what I guess I can give you advice on is do what you can handle, but always know that you have to push yourself if you want to take it up a notch and get past where you are right now. So like if you're overwhelmed with signing 5 customers a month, like you have to push yourself if you want to move forward, but start slow and speed it up fast. If you need to promote by a certain amount of time, you need to know how many customers do you need, how many customers does your team need, and break that down to how many host to posts you should get up. Usually about every 3 to 4 host to posts, I get 1 to 2 customers. For others, it may be more, and sometimes host posts, you'll get 5 customers off of. It's crazy, but you need to stay organized. And like the girls were saying, screenshot it and write everything down. If you are a paper person, you bring that paper with you everywhere. If you're out and about and you don't have your paper, you need to screenshot the things and the people that you're talking to, and that way every single night before you go to bed, you write it down on paper. If you're an electronic person, right away, as soon as you start talking to them, even to this day, as soon as I message somebody to say, hey, yes, I'm interested, I screenshot it and I put it down right away because I want to make sure that I don't forget it. So do things on the spot and you'll find less overwhelmed. And then kind of write a schedule for yourself. So every night before I go to bed, I choose 6 things that I want to do the next day. And those are things that either I need to do around the house or things I need to do in my business that are most important. Because let's be honest, between kids and everything else we got to do, shower, get ready, make the bed, all of that, it's hard to do all these things. So if you pick 6 things that you really want to focus on, that's going to help you stay more organized in your business, and making sure that you're doing the things you need to do, because there's only 6 things. So that could be follow-up. That can be, getting 10 more host to post up. It could be, whatever you want to make it to be. But those are the main things that I really recommend with staying organized. The other thing, like I said, is starring the people who are super, super interested. And I had a binder. Now I use my iPad Pro, but my binder just had potential loyal customers, and I would leave that strictly for people that I was getting off of my Facebook, off of my Instagram, that kind of thing. And I'd have a separate thing for host to post. And then I have my potential distributors in my calendar, and that's it. So, in my hundreds list, and that's it. So make sure that you have that. You don't have to spend a lot. Mine was just line papered, stapled together with coffee stains, and it was crumpled up. Okay. That's why I switched to iPad Pro. Couldn't do paper anymore. It just doesn't mix with Brittany. And so you just got to find a way that works best for you. And for me, that's my iPad. For you, it may be screenshotting, writing it down, notes section, whatever. But Jericha, I feel like you're super organized. So I want to hear from you. How the heck do you stay organized? Because you have your team. Literally, you guys, she went double diamond in 6 months. So she went from Jericha to boom, like giant team. So how do you stay organized?
Okay, how do I stay organized? I'm a paper person, just like Brittany. I have to have lists and lists and lists. How do I stay organized as far as like my customers now? I use our new app that we have, the Office app, you guys, with, what is it called? Connect, right? With the Connect in it. Oh, that's gold. So now as soon as I sign a customer, I send them their confirmation. Immediately after doing that, I open up my Connect app, and they're already in there. As soon as it pings, they're already in there. So then I add a follow-up, and I always make it 5 days before their auto shipment date. And then when it comes that day, I get a notification, follow up with Brittany, and then I'm following up with Brittany. So that's how I do it. Now I don't have paper for my follow-ups with my loyal customers, and I love that because kind of the same as Brittany, my kids are always like ripping them or getting lost, and it's just like crazy. So take advantage of the Connect app. If you don't understand how to use it, like learn how to use it. YouTube, I'm sure, has videos. I'm sure there's a video on our page somewhere. But yeah, Connect is amazing. I use that now. That's how I keep, and then my host to post, I keep them organized too, like we were saying earlier, by saving them to different collections of your saved posts. Yeah. But the Connect app, you guys, like, it is so magical, and I kind of like just now got into it, and I wish that I had done this when it came out.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to it, but it's just doing so much for our team. And that's a huge way to feel less overwhelmed. It takes a minute to kind of get organized with it, you guys, but spend the time to do that and get the hang of it. And it's going to make your life so much easier. So I know Jericha really wanted to touch on like setting goals. So like if you and Ashley just want to touch on like setting goals and not making excuses, because I mean, we've all been there, you guys, where like life gets the best of us. But let me tell you one thing. This girl right here would have been like your typical average person. Like I said that totally wrong. Her situation, if the typical average person was going through it, would have shut down. And that's what 98% of our team does, unfortunately, is when life happens or when you get in a funk or whatever it is, you shut down. Okay, this girl used it as a reason to like run. And I think that's huge. And same with Ashley as well. You guys, she was battling cancer. And this girl did not give up. She instead ran with it and used that as a reason why she had to work, because she didn't know what was going to happen, and she has 2 young girls. So, you guys just hear them out real quick, because you both are amazing for that. And, share your stories. But a lot of us, in the beginning, we make these excuses when really it's just our shield from protecting us from getting hurt, because for some reason our mindset isn't right. We don't believe we're going to do well. We don't believe we're going to hit our goals. So we put these things in front of us that say, oh, I got so much going on. It's like, okay, but so does she, and she's doing well. You know, I had a girl that said, oh, I can't work right now because I'm moving. I said, okay, Katie's moving to Georgia, and you're moving right down the road. She's moving to Georgia, and she's signing like 10 DTs still, you know? So hear these girls out. We mean this in a nice way because I know they have a lot of red in them. And, you know, listen, because, you know, I was somebody who made these excuses too. That's why it took me 9 months to go Ruby. Slap myself for that, okay? But I fell in the hole so many times that I've become so much stronger that I know anytime there is an excuse to be made, I cancel it, I shut it out, and I do what I need to do. And I don't let anything block me now. So, you know, it's okay if you've made excuses, admit it. Let's all admit it in the chat. Let's see who's made excuses today. And let's be open, honest, and raw and say, okay, that's not going to happen again. And each time you do that, you guys, you will turn into these people that are about to speak. So go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go first just because my house is like peace and quiet for like 0.2 seconds. So basically, my team knows this. I do not take any excuses from anyone. If they don't want to work, they don't want to work. Because when I stumbled upon this business, I was applying to jobs left and right. I was a new single mom. I just had Freya. She was only 6 weeks old when I found the business. And Rose was 2, so a toddler and a newborn. It was crazy. It was hectic. We were renting a room from my friend, all 3 of us in this teeny tiny room. We basically had like 2 suitcases full of our clothes, and that's pretty much all that we had. And my roommate who we moved in with, she was a newlywed, so it was her and her husband. They had been married for only 5 or 6 months when we moved in, so it was just a lot. So like I said, my team knows I don't take any excuses. Like, if you want this to work for you, it will work for you. I wanted to touch on a couple things. I took a couple notes. How I succeeded so quick is my mindset and my self-development, okay? And I know we talk about self-development all the time, and I talk a lot about journaling to my team because my business changed when I started journaling. I didn't journal from the start, but I wish that I did, because who knows how life would have been even better, like moving even faster if I was journaling. But if your mindset is off, if you're feeling negative or like, oh, boo-hoo, poor me, like pity party, I can't sign a customer, can't sign a distributor, you need to do self-development. It's simple as that. If you are feeling down in the dumps with your attitude, you need to do self-development, because as long as you have that mindset, you will not sign a customer and you will not sign a distributor. It's as simple as that. And I'm sure that all of us can attest to that. Brittany, Stasia, Ashley, we know, and this goes to my second point, we can sit back and think back to, okay, November, when I was sitting back whining about how I wasn't signing however many I wanted to sign. Well, now I can look back and say, well, I wasn't doing this and that, so I can see that. So that goes to my second point, is be mindful. If you're struggling in an area or you feel like you're not getting the results that you want to get, like, be mindful of that area and know what you need to do to improve that, or ask what you need to do to improve that. Don't just sit back and say, oh, I'm not getting a lot of engagement on my posts. Oh well, like, I just suck at that. No, be mindful of that. Ask someone, if you don't know, how to correct that, because there is a way to correct it. And we've all been there. I can sit back at the end of the day and say, oh, boo-hoo, I didn't sign a customer today. Well, I can guarantee I can look back at that day and say, well, I only messaged 20 people, or, oh, I didn't add anybody today. And I can sit back and acknowledge that and be responsible for my actions and my mindset. So that was my second note. What else do I have here? Oh, okay. So in the beginning, I hope that I'm not going like too crazy for you guys. In the beginning, I did not give myself a choice at all. No choice. I had to make this happen. I was going to stay home with my kids. I was not going to put my infant and my toddler in daycare. So not giving myself a choice. I mean, sure, I had another choice. I could have gotten another job. I could have done this and I could have done that. Did I want to? No. So I gave myself absolutely no choice at all. Every single no that I got, I let it go. Like, I guess you can say in one ear because you're just reading it. I let it go in one eye and out the other eye. Like, I did not pay attention to it at all. I saw the no, moved on to the next person. Saw that no, moved on to the next person. Then you get that yes, and you get that yes, and it just like fuels you so hard, and it feels so good to get that yes. And then really at that point, like every no that you got leading up to that yes just goes away completely. And it just feels so great to get that yes. So keep pushing. I know we said it earlier, don't focus on the no's, don't focus on the numbers of people. Don't say, oh, well, I messaged 30 people today and none of them responded. Okay, who cares? Message 30 more. That's just what you need to do to make it happen. If I went back and counted all of the people that I wrote in April when I promoted to Ruby in 3 weeks, or when I promoted to Emerald in 6 weeks, if I went back and counted those messages, you guys, like I would probably crap my pants. There were so many people. I went from 225 friends on Facebook to 1,200 friends in my first month. And I can't tell you how many of those people I had to message. And that's just what it took. And if you want it, you're going to make it happen. Let me see what else I have here. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, and I just want to say, like, especially with our team, we have such an amazing team. Like top 40 team, top 50 team, wherever we are, top 100 team, I don't know. Whatever we are, like we have an amazing team and we have such strong leaders here. And I just know from my experience, I learned everything from this team. I know that a lot of us like go on YouTube and search for things like that. I didn't do any of that. I learned from this team and only this team for a long time. I watched every one of our training videos. I read every time that something new was posted in our team, I read it. I was one of the first people to love it. I was on top of it. And so because of that, and I know that we have this tools, I know that this business can work for every single person. It can work for everyone. You just have to decide to make it work. It will work for you if you want it to. It doesn't, oh, I'm just not that type of person, or oh, I couldn't do this and that. No, you can. And even Ashley, I think Ashley, you're really shy, supposedly, right? Yeah. I don't see that part of you, but Ashley will say she's so shy. Well, look at her, she's a double diamond. So it doesn't matter if you're shy. It doesn't matter. I've never sold anything before. I've never been a saleswoman. I've never sold anything. It just doesn't matter. This can work for you. And it just goes back to my first point. Like, don't make excuses and be mindful of where you're struggling and correct it. And I think that's my rant.
Okay, so a lot of mine is gonna completely agree with like Jericha. Like I think we kind of have like the same kind of thing going on. So one thing that like irks me is when people have these reasons that they join, but then they let the reasons that they join become the reasons that they can't work. Like they join because they work all the time, they're away from family all the time, but then they're like, I can't work because I've been working all day. Or, you know, they have school and they want to join to like pay for their textbooks or pay for things for school. And then they're like, well, I can't work because I have these tests and I have this homework and I have this paper to write. Or they want to make more money from home, but then they make an excuse that I have kids running around all day. Like with that, I cannot stand that, because when I came into this, I had the craziest schedule. I'm a single mom of 2 little girls. I was a bikini barista. If you're not from Washington, it's basically making coffee in your bikini. Yeah, it's great. Anyways, I completely hated my job. Like I was absolutely miserable there because you deal with the grossest guys. I was in college for architectural engineering, and the college that I was going to, I was doing 5 classes at one. I was doing roof plans, floor plans. I was doing all this crazy stuff about like bending shear moments and all these weird calculations for engineer and all this stuff. And it was freaking ridiculous and it was hard. And then also every Wednesday night, my daughters had baking lessons in Seattle. I don't know why I did that to myself, but we had baking lessons in Seattle. And basically my girls go to their dad's house every other weekend. So on the weekends that they were at his house, I was working Saturday mornings from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then again on Sundays, and like I was working Monday mornings at 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. before I go to school and get my kids to school. I just had the craziest schedule, but it's just being intentional with your schedule and knowing that what you want it so bad. There is no plan B. You don't make an excuse. You stay up a little bit later. You wake up a little bit earlier. You set aside time that you know that you are going to get some work done. And when you're working, you're not scrolling. You're not being lazy. You're being intentional. That's like my word this year. It's like being intentional. When I catch myself not, like if I catch myself scrolling, I'm like, am I being intentional with my business right now? And that's like keeping me on track right now. Another thing is I'm stressing you out. You say I'm stressing?
Yeah, you're like, I had to do this. And I'm like, oh God.
It was awful. It was awful. But every time that I went Ruby my first 22 days, and then I went Diamond in 3 months, and every time that my pay went up, I cut back my hours at work, and it felt so good, and all that hard work honestly paid off. Like my life is in a completely different place right now, and that's because I had a no excuses attitude.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why did you go Ruby in 22 days? Like, why do you think that was? I'm just curious. Because a lot of people have been in this business for a few months and haven't even gotten to Ruby yet.
I feel like people are afraid to talk about the business because they're so new. But what I did was I went over to friends' houses. I got my starter kit, and I was like, dude, look at this kit. We get these products. And then I pulled up freaking YouTube on my friend's TV, and we watched a video on how to go diamond. I was like, look, dude, you're going to join me. We're going to build together. We're going to like run together. Like I just had like this ignorance on fire, like they say. I had this excitement. I was letting people in on my goals. I was like talking to friends about it, seeing who wanted to do it with me, showing them that we could work together on it. And then, it was really just like having this confidence. Like I made sure I got products right away so I could like have them with me and like post about it. I got my last customer to go Ruby that month, like 30 minutes before like the cutoff time that night. And it was just like running with it, talking about your goals, telling people when you're talking to them about the business for why you joined, like talking about, like I joined through Katie. So I'd be like, dude, I see this girl, she works from home, she makes like all this money, I want that, I'm trying to like get out of this like life that I'm in right now. And just talk about your goals and talk about why you joined. There's no reason that you can't sign a distributor. I signed 2 distributors in one day in my first week, and Katie was like, did you really just sign 2 DTs? When I tried to add them to Dreamcatcher, so I was like, yeah, is that okay? She's like, what the hell? Dude,
yeah, we're so similar. We are so similar. Like
I'm just
how Brittany was super stressed. I'm like seeing the to do. I gotta do this, gotta do that. Like I can so manage that like great. And that's so funny. I signed quite a few distributors my first one too, and it was the ignorance on fire, just being excited. I didn't even know what I was talking about, and I'm sure if I went back and listened to those voice clips, like I sounded like a baboon to the people. But actually, I got my first 3 distributors from host to post, and just like that's how many host posts that I got out in my first couple of weeks. That I signed a couple distributors just from being like, okay, I just started with this new company, I'm loving it. There's like tons of money. They're like,
yeah,
okay, well, sign me up.
Exactly. I think it's just like excitement. Like you have to run with excitement when you're posting. You put that excitement and that passion into it, and you show people why it's worth it, why they want it, why you love it. And with like, it's also like getting your mind right and like being in that self-development. Like I would wake up, I like to YouTube motivational video like compilations. They're super cheesy, but dude, they get me so amped for the day. I'm like, dude, I can't do anything. We're about to like kill this day. It's so good. And just keeping your mind good and like being on the trainings. I never missed a training. And watching either the team training videos in our team or our YouTube stuff, and just like constantly feeding your mind with all this stuff. Like if I felt like I was slacking at signing a customer, I watched a million videos on how to sign a customer and picking up different things from other people, what I liked, what I feel like would work for me. Like Brittany said, take a little bit here, take a little bit there, because there's so many different ways that you can work this. There's not only like one way. It's just like feeding your mind with like positive energy. Like my family thought I was stupid. My mom tried to talk me out of joining this. Not everyone comes in with so much support. It's just making sure that you are like involved with the team, people who are like-minded, people who want this as badly as you do, and just like giving yourself all that, like the journaling and the self-development. That's so important. Dude, Jericha, I'm just like sitting here watching you eat. It's so funny. Sorry. I don't know why it's not doing the like one person. I'm just like staring at you. Anyways, dude, I don't know. I'm fired up right now, but I lost my train of thought too. I kind of started talking about distributors, not so much customers too. What was the question? What one are we on?
I don't know. Hold on 1 second.
I'm on a rant right now, guys.
We were talking about why you went Ruby in 22 days.
Oh yeah, I have this excitement, like right here, just that passion, like go after it. Okay, so
I think that's huge too, is like, I feel like that's why a lot of people sign their first 4 customers and they get their free product credit. And then they're like, hell yeah, I did that crap. And then it's like, now what? And it's because you're not setting like the next thing that you want to run after. And I feel like you just had your eyes on Ruby right away, that it was like, I'll do whatever it takes to get there. And then it was like, okay, I'm here. And then you're like, okay, what's next? And I think that's why I'm always like, what's next? What's next? And that's why my business keeps, skyrocketing. And why our team is doing so well is because we're like, what's next? We don't get comfortable. Yeah. And that's something you did right away, was you didn't get comfortable right off the bat,
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to add one thing to that just because it came to mind, completely off topic, but you can't rely on anyone to hit your promotion. if you want to go Ruby, you better do everything you can to go Ruby, because I can tell you Jericha and Ashley and me and Brittany probably, which I know, never, ever, ever waited. So if you need volume in one area or 2 areas or 3 areas, you better fill that volume yourself. Get host posts out, do whatever you have to do it yourself, because no one else wants that promotion as bad as you do, so you have to do what you got to do to get that promotion.
Yeah, and a lot of the time signing all those customers and doing it yourself, which I felt like of course I had a team to get to me to Diamond, but a lot of the team wasn't working like I wanted them to. And I pulled that together myself, and I went Diamond, and I filled so much volume from personally enrolling customers that it brought me so many more people that were now like, ooh, I want to do what you do because you're a Diamond. And it's like once I hit that rank, then it just brought more and more and more. And I kept talking about how I have more, and it brought more. And it was just crazy how that happened. So yeah, I think that's such a good tip. Okay, so I guess, Ashley, did you finish everything you had to say? I feel like I cut you off.
I think I kind of went off on a tangent of like something else. I don't know where I was going with that, but I was going.
Yeah.
I know that I was going to talk about at one point how I've signed 12 customers in the past week without any host post. I don't know if I should like posting. Okay, so to kind of go with like what I was saying about like not making excuses and being intentional, one thing that I tell my girls to do, because what worked for me when I first started, and if I feel like I'm getting off track, I go back to it, is I do like an A-Day, B-Day. Which is like A-Day is product post, B-Day is business post. And so like you switch that off every day, and that will keep you consistently posting product and getting business posts up. So you're having a good mix of it, because one thing that I've noticed from doing one-on-ones with my team this past week is people will be like, I'm not signing any customers, I can't sign any. And I go to their page and I'm like, girl, you're not even posting about the business, you're not even posting about products. Like, of course you're not going to sign anything when you haven't like posted like since last Monday. So just A-Day, B-Day, if you're someone that like you don't know if you should do a product or a business post each day, or you feel like you have a hard time getting like both of them up, and you're like, okay, wait, I post way too many products or maybe way too much business, do like an A-Day, B-Day where you just trade off every day between business and products. Okay, so this past week, I haven't done any host posts, and I've signed 12 customers, and it's just with this excitement that I talk about. So one thing that I've been doing, I started using the coffee at the beginning of the month, and the first week I lost, will you go into more info about what A-Day, B-Day is? Sorry, I'm reading a question. So A-Day is like product post, B-Day is business post, and literally all you do is put like Monday is A-Day, Tuesday is B-Day, Wednesday is A-Day, Thursday is B-Day, Friday is A-Day, Saturday is B-Day. So you're like product, business, product, business, product, business. Does that make sense? Somebody say yes. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. But one thing I've been doing is I started drinking the coffee at the beginning of the month, and I'll do like a product post about why I like the coffee, or I'll talk about what it does on another post. I like to put result photos into the comments, like the first comment of my posting, or I'll have like excitement and show that somebody else has like been having results with the coffee too. And like each week I like update on like the first week I lost 2 pounds, and then I lost 4 pounds, and then I lost 6 pounds. So like I do like a weekly update kind of thing, like, oh my God, I'm down 6 pounds now. And so people, like, I always like to create a following with like my results for a product. And then I'll also like in my Facebook story, I'll do like how to make the coffee in the morning. I'll be like, step 1, coffee, step 2, like greens, all that stuff, like mix it up, like a fun little like video compilation thing. So I do a mix of that. And then usually by like 2 weeks after that, I start getting messages in my inbox. Like I'm constantly being like messaged by people. I don't feel like I have to like go hunt for people to try products. Like people are always coming to me, and I think it's really because I do create a following about stuff. So another thing that I've done this past week is started posting about Thermophyte X. And then as I was getting customers for it, I posted about the customers like each time that I got it. I signed like 4 customers in a day and a distributor. I posted about that, and I'm just like talking about how excited I am that this product, like I keep mentioning, like, you know, it's clinically proven to help people lose 31 pounds. So many people are so excited about it. I talk about like how popular it is right now. I'll post in my story like another order of Thermophyte X going out. So people just see that it's like so popular. They keep seeing like what is this, like 31 pounds in 90 days and all this stuff. And the more that people see other people like excited about something and other people like really jumping on board with something, the more that they're going to be like, okay, hey, wait, like what is this I see you keep posting about? Like, I think I want to try this too, yada, yada, yada. Another thing that I do is when I get good feedback from a customer on products, I love to screenshot those and just kind of make a post about like, I love that my customers are loving their products and they're getting good results with it. Like right now, focus so much on weight loss. I mean, yeah, most of our products are weight loss, but like think spring break is coming up. Start showing those weight loss results. People are going to start getting ready for vacations. Like right now, it's like the time to like start using a Fit Pack. And like when I was doing the Fit 15, every week I was doing an update of like the weight I was losing, like a progress photo. I would show photos of like healthy food I'm eating and what I like, what I don't like. I would show like gym photos, things like that. So kind of like take people on the journey with you, and then they're going to keep watching you and waiting for you to post that next thing. And they're going to come to you. And like another thing, like buy a box of wraps, do the first wrap, post about it, show your results, do another wrap, however, so long after, 72 hours after, like the week after, post about that again, do the third wrap, do the same thing, and then like create that excitement of like, oh, about to do my third wrap tonight, can't wait to see even better results. And like show people that the more wraps that you do, the more results that you get, and like show other people's results. I'm all about showing my results and other results. So just creating that like story with it, like that following with it, that's gonna get people coming to you. Like if you do the cleanse, for example, post about using it on day 1, post about using it on day 2, and then day 3 or 4 talk about either the weight loss that you got or the way that it made you feel. And just, you can't just expect to post about like the coffee once a week and then like never again, and never like show what it does. I think it's really important to show what it does and not just, oh, my coffee's so good. Like that doesn't give much, you know, like people, we are emotional buyers. So when people can connect to it, like they love coffee and they want to lose weight, and just like you talk about what you like about it and what it tastes like and stuff, people will feed more into that than just a very like vague, oh, drinking my skinny coffee this morning. But then again, at the same time, not every single post has to be like a huge thing about your skinny coffee. You could simply just have it in a selfie in the morning, like with the product in your hand. You just have to do like a mix of each, if that makes sense. So that's what I've been doing this past week. And yeah, I found a lot of customers just off of that and no host post. And I'm going to share with you guys a follow-up I've been doing, because what I do if people stop replying to me, I follow up with them like a week later, and I always have spots when I follow up. So one thing, I had followed up with everyone who stopped talking to me about the Thermophyte X, and I had sent them, I can even put it into the chat, but it was like, I'll say, hey, Kim, I only have 2 more spots available for product models to try my new product that's clinically proven to help you lose 31 pounds and at least 31 pounds at least over 90 days. Since we've already been talking about it, I wanted to ask you first if you'd be interested in taking one of these spots. It'll be perfect timing with summer right around the corner. And I think it's like, don't be afraid. If they didn't reply to you, don't be afraid to follow up and be like, hey, I just have like 1 more spot. Like, did you still want that? Because half the time it's like either they didn't have the money at the time, or I like to think of it like if I'm online shopping, there's times where I like load up my cart and then I don't even freaking buy it right then. So when I'm thinking about people talking to me about products, I think about that too. Like they might be interested right now, but then like they got distracted and something happened, and like maybe they're at work and now they're not on break anymore and they just like forgot to get back to you. But following up with them, I've sent so many customers just in the follow-up. So yeah, okay.
Let me add something too real quick. So like, I just want you guys to know, if you want to sign more customers, like take this advice, everything she just said, like do host post and also do everything else, because I feel like sometimes when you do start doing host to post, you get so addicted with it that you feel like that's the only way you can sign customers all of a sudden. So then you stop posting these things, you stop taking the products, you stop sharing what you did before host to post, that it kind of throws you off. So implement both things into your business, because what's really important too is these people, like I said earlier, they only trust you this much. They're looking at your profile, and this is kind of what we're going to stem into next. They're looking at your profile and they are judging you by your profile. So make sure, if you're a very private person on Facebook, some of your posts are public, a mix between lifestyle and business if you can, because these people are looking at you. So you want to make sure that you're representing the company well, you're professional, your excitement, all those things are there, because that's going to also kind of seal the deal is you. I mean, with this whole business, it's all about you. But the other thing that I was going to talk about real quick, Amelia's saying hi to everybody. Hold on, let's turn it. Can you say hi? Wave hi. Look, say hi. One thing real quick I wanted to add is if you are a newbie and you're like, well, I don't know what to post and stuff like that, go watch a posting video. But you have a wrap in your hand because you signed up for this business. So every little thing that you do, you can make, or every little product that you get, you can make like 5 to 6 posts out of. And I don't think I've ever said this on that training video. So I just want to throw this out there. And leaders, take notes on this because this is really awesome and something that you could do to help your team when they first sign up. But you need to talk about how excited you are that you want this product. And then talk about how excited you are you just placed your order for the product. How excited you are it just said it shipped. How excited you are it got here. Take a selfie. How excited you are you're taking it right now, doing a live video, showing it for the first time. You're so excited. This is how you feel the next morning. You're so excited. These are your results. And then now you're taking cute photos in your pants, still talking about the wrap and taking cute pictures and mirror pics and talking about the wrap. So those are all different posts that you can do off one wrap. Talking about how it's on the way, talking about how it's here. And when it is here, take tons of photos with it so you can talk about it and talk about it. It's just about consistency. And that's what's huge is, being consistent with showing the same products over and over again. Because like Ashley said, most people, look at something 5, 6 times before they say, okay, I want it. Same thing with a commercial, same thing with anything. Stop licking her hands. So that's really big. Okay, so let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. The other thing, I cannot find our chat. Okay, here it is. Mindset. Jericha, did you just want to go over that? Because I think you kind of touched on that already.
Yeah, I think I did. Basically, like if you have a negative mindset, you guys, there's no other answer to it besides like your self-development game is weak. Like that's honestly what it is. If you have a negative mindset, and granted, I'm not saying you're not allowed to like get in a emotional or mental funk. Like we all have been there. We all get in that funk, especially when you're working so hard. Like it can be exhausting. That I'm not saying you're not allowed to feel that way, but what I'm saying is acknowledge that and be aware of it and do something about it, or you will fail. And you don't want to be the reason for your failure. Like be the reason for your success. Do it and be mindful of it. So yeah, if your mindset is weak or you're feeling negative, just like do something to fix it, or dwell on it for a second if that's what you need. Sometimes I need like a day to just like, oh my gosh, poor me. But then tomorrow I'm like, okay, well, yesterday I didn't do X, Y, and Z. So today you best believe I'm going to be doing X, Y, and Z, and then A, B, and C all over again. So be mindful of it.
Yeah, what you focus on grows, you guys. Okay, so the next thing is consistency. I know Stasia wanted to touch on this, and then Ashley and Jericha, if you want to close it out with posting, making your page look professional, and just sealing the deal and follow up. I know that's kind of like a lot all at once, but we're running really late and I want to make sure that we don't run over too much. But basically, like, okay, so making better posts and, well, you kind of touched on that. Consistency, posting, looking professional, and following up.
Okay, so I'll start. So basically, I know I have preached a lot about host posts, and if you guys have been here for any amount of time, I'm the host post queen. I love host posts, but I have been venturing out on signing customers. So I have been very, very, very consistent on my Instagram. Instagram is literally like my favorite now, so I'm more on Instagram, but I constantly post on my Instagram story. I would say I have at least 7, 8, 9 slides a day, and a lot of them are lifestyle, like what I'm doing throughout my day, like shopping, if I'm just like relaxing. She's so cute. If I'm just relaxing, like whatever I'm doing, I don't know if you guys can see me, but whatever I'm doing, I'm sharing on my story, and then I add in the products. I've been adding in my thermophyte every single day. You guys will not even imagine how many thermophytes I have sold, even though it's on back order right now. People still want it because it's a hot product and I'm posting about it. I share how much energy I have. I share just everything about it. I drink the coffee every day. I share my coffee. Like I just throw bits and pieces in there about the products I'm using throughout the day and just not make it like a salesy post. Just like, oh my gosh, I'm drinking my coffee. I love it so much. It's giving me so much energy. The next morning, I show you how I make it. And the next morning, I'm showing you like results. So I'm just constantly switching off on what I'm doing. And I get a lot of messages just from my Instagram stories and doing polls. So it's a very consistent thing. She's so cute. She's very distracting. So it's a very consistent thing. But if you stay consistent and do it every single day, it'll pay off.
Okay, Ashley, I think it's our cue. What did she ask us to say? Or what were we touching on? What's the last point that we're touching on?
Consistency, posting, which
oh yeah, cleaning up our profiles. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So like I like to remind everyone, like, your profile on your social media is your storefront. It's what people see if they're, wanting to check out if you're legit or not. So just keep your Ashley, you're really good at this because you do like specific trainings on this and you explain it probably a little better than I do. I'm just gonna say, like, does it look good? No. Are your pictures really blurry? Are they dark? Or is it like crisp and catchy? Like, is your selfie dark, like a dark screenshot? No, you should stand in front of a window and take like a nice quality selfie. You should be able to look and say, like, okay, does this look good or can I improve it a little bit? Now, actually, I think you can get like a little bit more specific, but like, does it look good or no?
Can we like snowball off that? Okay, yeah. So posting and like, it's so important because that's like what's going to bring people into you and get people interested. And so like looking at your Facebook or your Instagram, like for Facebook, for example, you don't want to share a bunch of like videos. You don't want to share a bunch of memes and like random like news updates or whatever, because like that's going to crowd up your page and people are going to go to your page. It's not going to be like who you are. It's not going to like see some products and some business in there. So if you're someone who shares a lot, stop sharing. Like, go clean up your Facebook, delete a bunch of stuff. If you have a bunch of like weird, I don't mean to be rude, but if your Instagram has like a bunch of those like weird like quote photos and like random stuff, like go clean up your Instagram, okay? Be like mindful of what you post. You don't want to just be like, you are not, it works, okay? So you want to show people who you are. People are going to buy into you before they buy into your products. It's a whole trust thing. Like, who are you? What do you like? You are not It Works. You are not It Works products. So nobody should scroll down your page and see like, it works, it works, it works, it works, it works. Like, they want to see like a little bit of that, but mainly you. That's so, so, so important. With the whole posting thing, like, edit your photos, like brighten them up. Like Jericha said, like when you're taking a selfie, like obviously if I took a selfie like this right now, the quality is going to be crap. It's going to be like blurry. It's going to be like all grainy and stuff. When you are faced towards the light and you have on your face, your skin looks better, your eyes pop, you just look better. And it's so important to think about like the way that your photos are taken, instead of like, basically don't be half-assed on your posting, because that's one of the most important parts. One thing that I really like is that if I'm wanting some like inspiration for like a cute kind of style photo to take, I go to Instagram and I go to a blogger's page and I'll just get like an idea of like how their page, like a photo that they have on their page. I've been saving so many pictures off of bloggers' pages right now. It doesn't even have to be business. It could be like a cute photo to like make a business post, or it could just be a cute like lifestyle post or whatever. But if you're someone who has like a hard time on even figuring out what the heck kind of a photo to take, go follow a blogger and just like save some of their photos on Instagram where you're like, I could recreate that. Oh, that would be cute. She's got a laptop. I could totally recreate this and make a business post. Like, just have fun with your posting. I can't remember what else we were talking about within that. It was posting, consistency,
and then follow up. So you guys kind of went over that.
Yeah. Kind of went over that.
Okay, cool. So I feel like this was just jam-packed with so much stuff. Was there anything else that either of you had that you wanted to add before we like open questions? I'll do like my closing out thing, and then
I think that was good.
Yeah, I think that was really good too. So what I want you guys to take away from tonight is find new ways to sign more customers. Use host to post. Use all the tips that Ashley, Jericha, and Stasia and me told you. Most important thing is set a goal and a deadline for yourself. That's what's going to get you to push. That's what's going to make you want to sign customers in the morning. It's because if you don't have a goal, you're not driving your car to the GPS location you want to go to. You're just driving around in circles. You need that GPS destination. You need to know where you're going and how long it's going to take if you want to get where you want to get. Okay. So you got to make that decision. And the next thing I want to go over is just excitement. You got to stay excited. You got to stay on the right track. You got to be a product of the product. You have to love these products. And you have to take all those host to post tips and utilize them, you guys. And don't be afraid to just, watch even more videos, learn more tips, learn more tricks, and just do the thing. Just do the thing and don't make excuses. And that's the best part about this, is like what Jericha said, that will always stick with me, is how you say, like, if someone else can do this, then I can be successful too. And it's not like I can be successful, yay kind of thing. It's like, it's a proven thing. Like, if she can do it, then somebody else can. You know what I mean? It's not like a thing to motivate you. It's just like, if someone can do it, then another person can, and that person can be you when you decide to. So I really am so excited for this year, you guys, especially with this brand new product. Run with it. Run with it in a way that you guys can, I know we're on back order right now, and the way that you guys can still do host to post with Thermofite X is saying you're taking pre-orders for the next batch. I just signed a customer and I upsold Fat Fighters in the middle of this because I told her, most people are like scared to push this because of the back order thing. I'm just like, girl, so many people are ordering it that we literally sold out. So if you order right now, you're definitely going to get your order for the next batch, because it's probably going to keep selling out. So I'm saying this so that way they're like, oh, okay, I'm making it a positive thing that it sold out. I'm pissed about it too, trust me, because I wanted to order more, but make it a positive thing and run with it, you guys, okay? So take these tips, y'all. Watch videos. Use our team page. That's literally all you have to do. And when you want something bad enough, you are willing to do whatever you can to get there. If you really wanted something or want something, you would do it. So just remember that, okay? You got to find that reason that's going to drive you so hard that you're willing to lose sleep. And sometimes that's what it takes to make $10,000 a month, if that's what you want, So anyway, thank you guys for staying on. I'm going to go ahead and shut this, and then we'll go ahead and take questions. I'm going to stay on for about 10 minutes to answer questions. And then anyone else, feel free to hop off. But I love you guys. Have an awesome night. Thank you again. And I will upload this on my YouTube in just a little.